Alright you guys, so we are jumping right into this eyeshadow tutorial, and I did go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. If you would like to know how I do my eyebrows, definitely make sure you check out that tutorial. I am going to link that video somewhere in this video, and also I'm going to link that down below in the description box. But the first thing that I am going to do is add my tape. I know you guys always see me do this on my channel, and I promise you, if you are new to applying eyeshadow, that's definitely going to help give you a nice crisp eyeshadow look. I never really put on eyeshadow without applying my tape. It's kind of like something that I always do, so when I don't do it, I feel weird. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I always like line it up with my eyebrows so that way my eyeshadow doesn't come past my eye. I'm going to prime my eyes using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Deep Chestnut. I also like using this concealer for the top of my eyebrows. I feel like it's the perfect shade for me as far as my concealer shade. And I'm first going to use my fingers to blend out my concealer on my eyelids. I like doing this because it warms up the product and just makes it a little bit easier to blend out, in my opinion. And then after I have blended it out to my liking with my fingers, I like to go back in with the beauty blender just to do a little bit of extra blending, but for the most part I like using my fingers. Today's eyeshadow look, I'm only going to be using 2 eyeshadows. I wanted to make this a very beginner friendly makeup look, and we're also going to play in some glitter. So if you don't know how to do cut creases, this is definitely an alternative. Or if you just don't prefer a cut crease but you want to add some glitter, this eyeshadow look for you is definitely going to be an alternative to doing a cut crease. So I am going to get a little bit closer so that way you guys can really see what we are doing with the eyes. And today I'm gonna only be using one palette as well. So I'm gonna be using the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. And for my first eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. This is their blending eye brush. This brush is a nice round brush. It's very dense, and I like that because I am gonna be packing on the most of the color with this eyeshadow brush. Now you guys, I am not a professional. I do want to put that disclaimer out there, but practice makes perfect, so just y'all remember that. And you guys, I am going to link the names down below the eyeshadows that I'm using so that way you guys can know exactly what I'm using. But I'm going to first take this nice brown color. And this is also kind of like one of my first fall looks. I'm thinking about doing an actual fall eyeshadow series, so definitely stay tuned for that. And if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn your post notifications on so that way you know when new videos like this one come out. But again, I'm taking this nice brown shade right here, and I'm actually going to place this on the outer corner of my eye. And this is going to kind of be a transition shade as well as a crease shade. So this eyeshadow is going to double for 2 shades. Also going to blend this shade out as well. So like I said, I'm going to be packing on the most color with this eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to simply just place the eyeshadow brush and just pack it right here on the outer corner of my eye, because this is where I want the most pigmentation, and then we're just going to blend it out across the eye to kind of give it that nice faded gradient look. Alright, so after you have packed on the eyeshadow on your outer corner, you're going to begin to lightly just drag that color over your crease area. So I'm just taking my brush with short strokes and I'm just lightly dragging it across the crease area of my eye. Now I'm not going to go back in with any more color just because I want to make sure I fade out this spot before we go back with any more of that brown color. So again, I'm just going from that same spot and just lightly brushing my brush. I'm lightly dragging my brush across the crease of my eyelid to kind of give that natural gradient effect. And another reason why I like to do the pack and blend motion, packing the eyeshadow on one spot and then blending it out, because it also helps to not use too much eyeshadow, so you can definitely make sure you're using just enough. And even if you do this and you want to add more, it's easier to add more eyeshadow this method instead of packing on a lot of color at one time and then trying to blend it out. But it always depends on what you are trying to achieve. Like I always say, makeup is art, so definitely there aren't really no real rules to how you should do your makeup, but I feel like this method works best if you are definitely new to wearing eyeshadow and you don't want to worry about putting too much eyeshadow on. So definitely make sure that you pack and then you blend out. So pack and blend, pack and blend. And I actually am going to go back in with just a little bit more of that color right there. And again, we are going to pack it onto the outer corner because that's where we want the most color pigmentation. And then I'm going to lightly drag that across. Now I'm going to be using a clean, fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is also from e.l.f. This is actually their crease brush. So like I was just saying, y'all, I am not a professional. I'm using the blending brush for crease and the crease brush for blend. That's why I say do what works for you, because yeah, it's no rules. So I like using this brush to blend out because it's a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more flexible, and it's not as dense as compared to the first brush that we used to place our eyeshadow on our crease. So I'm going to use this brush and I'm actually going to blend upward, not too far up. We don't want to get into the brow bone area, but I just want to get rid of those harsh lines that we have from when we pack the eyeshadow on the crease. So I'm just going to lightly sweep back and forth over that area. And you guys, the key to eyeshadow is just blending. Just making sure that you blend out that eyeshadow. By me using the fluffier brush to blend out those edges, it just looks a little bit more blown out, and it's not that harsh circle that we had at first from just packing the eyeshadow on to the side of our crease. And I'm just going to repeat those same 2 steps on this side, and then we're going to move on to the second color of this eyeshadow look. So now that we have both of those sides blended out, we're going to move on to our second color. And for our second color, I am going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm actually going to be using this brown shimmer shade that's right beside that first color that we used from the 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. And I'm just going to pack the brush into the eyeshadow. Color I'm going to place mainly on the eyelid, and I'm going to drag it to the inner corner as well, and then we're going to blend both of those colors together. And also another thing I want to mention is I am trying to also follow the round shape of my eyelid as I go towards the inner corner, and it makes it a whole lot easier by using this brush because it has a nice round edge, so that way I don't bring the eyeshadow too far over onto the bridge of my nose, so I can keep it right here on the eyeball. So now I'm gonna take another dense eyeshadow brush. This one is a little bit more flexible compared to the first brush that we used, and this is a eye crease brush from e.l.f. and I'm gonna use that to blend both of these two colors together. And I'm actually going to go back in with our first brush that we used, so that way we can blend in this portion of the eyelid. And I'm not picking up any more eyeshadow product as well. I'm just using whatever is left on the brush. Alright you guys, so you could just stop right here and go in with your liner and your eyelashes, but I am going to go in with some glitter. So to apply the glitter, I am going to be using the INV 3D lash glue. And I'm just going to be placing the glue in the inner corner of my eyelid. I don't want the glitter to overpower the other two colors, so I'm just going to be placing a little bit in the inner corner. To apply the glitter, I am going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush. So if you do get some glitter fallout, you can use the tape to actually pick that up, or you can go in with a makeup wipe. So that's another reason why I like having tape. It's definitely very, very handy when it comes to wearing glitter looks. And as y'all can see, we have that nice crisp line. We don't have to worry about cleaning up any eyeshadow on that side. Today I'm actually going to be using a new brand of eyelashes from Spratly & Co. And these are the Walk of Shame eyelashes. I did already wear them, so that's why they look like that in the box. And this is one of their natural lengths. I am going to leave their information down below in the description box, so definitely make sure that you check them out. Alright you guys, that is all that I have for this beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial. I hope that you guys learned something new. Definitely do not forget to give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment down below of your thoughts on this beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial. And most importantly, do not forget to subscribe and turn your post notifications on so that way you are notified when I upload a new video. And most importantly, remember to stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay poppin'. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!